Well, ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? In today's video, I'm going to be going over an auto rifle. Yes, an auto rifle. I know a lot of people aren't huge fans of auto rifles. They feel like most of them don't do too much in the world of Destiny. Well, in this season pass, there's a gun called a Pluperfect. It is the AR that comes from the past. The first one that I got was really terrible. I remember getting Underdog and I believe threat detector, and it was like, oh man, I can't do anything with this gun. Yesterday I got my hands on a better roll because I still wanted to figure out how good the gun is. The gun is a high impact frame, which makes it, pretty good. um Decent range, decent reload. The stability is not too bad at all. Now, the roll that I got in yesterday was actually, I mean, I wasn't looking for it. It just happened to drop in my lap. Now, you may be asking in this video, how does one farm for a gun like this, or even the machine gun, the temporal claws, because I made a review for that as well. If you have the season pass, there's something called a scrounger in your pass. So, I believe that starts up at 71, if I'm correct. Yes, it does. All right. So this here says it grants a chance to receive an additional season pass legendary AR from completing strikes. There are three types of scroungers. There's the auto rifle, from Dawn strikes. There's the auto rifle from Dawn Gambit. There's the auto rifle from Dawn Crucible, if I can find it. Boom. And then the temporal claws, which is the LMG, is the same thing. There's a scrounger for that too. There's one for Gambit. There's one for strikes. Where are you? And there's one for Crucible as well. So, if you want to farm for this, and if you want to go for this gun, I think the smartest thing to do is to get a fire team of 3, do Lake of Shadows, and constantly farm that strike, because at the end, it's going to come out of the chest. Now, the only thing about this is that there's also the seasonal armor that have a chance to come out of the chest with the machine gun and the AR. But if you get your hands on this AR, I believe this is a role to try to go for. If you can get high caliber and rampage, you're kind of set. Now, outlaw is pretty awesome because you get to reload. What would be the next best thing in my opinion? Let's look at what the possible roles can be on this gun. Possible roles on this gun are unlike that GG. Here we go. I will always want high caliber in this area right here. Fluted barrel has become one of my more liked barrels on ARs in the game. Fluted barrel and standard barrel, I kind of like those. Fluted barrel, standard barrel, and corkscrew, I love on ARs as well. Same thing for SMGs. Now, the reason why I personally like high caliber is because, where are you, high caliber? I like high caliber because it works well with anti-barrier rounds, right? Shield piercing rounds designed to bypass enemy combatants. These two together just work really well, especially if you're doing an endgame nightfall where there's barrier enemies, which I have done this week. This thing shreds through their shields. All right. In the second slot here, one thing that I feel like that might be better than outlaw might be rangefinder, because the reload on this gun is not that bad. But if you end up getting at least high cal, outlaw, and rampage, please keep it. Even if you get rampage or kill clip on the gun, keep it, go test it out, because it is a really good weapon to use. Now, do I mind the handling masterwork? Sure. If I'm on PlayStation or Xbox, I'm going to go for a stability masterwork if I can somehow get that. All right. I'm just going to demonstrate the gun here just to show you guys how it feels. And I know I'm on PC. A lot of people say, hey, stability kicks back if I'm on console. If you're not in a nightfall, if you're not in a, an endgame activity, this thing shreds anyway, then maybe you could just throw on counterbalance. Where are you, buddy? Do I even have you? Wait, I don't have a counterbalance. There you go. You can throw on counterbalance. It's going to help with the recoil on your weapon, especially if you're on console. All right? But here we go. I'm just going to run through this area, and I'm going to shoot some of these enemies, and I'm going to, just show you guys what I mean by this. I was hoping that champion was here so I can actually show you how well the high caliber works with anti-barrier rounds, but he is not. The gun has great range. You can basically melt a lot of enemies from far. The Outlaw is really good for the reload speed of it. The time to kill on it is actually really surprising for an AR in Destiny 2 right now, because SMGs and hand cannons kind of have taken over the PvE aspect of that. But this thing feels great. I started taking this thing into places where I would normally use a pulse rifle. Why? Because I can actually now have a decent amount of range as well. So if you get your hands on one of these, please make sure you keep it, test it out, and if you like it or if you get a certain role and you're questioning about it, just, you know, like I said, you can always tag me on Twitter with your role and I'll check it out and see what you can do with it. But this season pass has been really well. The 2 weapons from it are pretty awesome, and we earned that just by playing the game. I'd like to thank you guys for watching my videos, sharing it with friends. You guys are awesome for that. And I'll see you guys on the next video. But I'm telling you guys, if you get a Pluperfect, make sure you keep it. Just go test it out, especially if you're a huge fan of ARs. Alright? And I'll see you guys on the next video.